I desperately want to go back now. I want to go back to the theatre. That's what's going to get me.
We're going to talk about that coming up next.
Yes. Alright.
Alright, so coming up next we will talk about what happened on that fateful night.
Yes.
No shades of grey. Just the black and the white with us.
We lived 50 Shades of Grey.
Lots of screams.
Good golly. Alright, you're on Ghosts of Oz on Live 90.5. We'll be back with the team from APPI.
Alive! 90.5. F-word, yeah.
Welcome back to Ghosts of Oz on Alive 90.5 FM.
Well, I like that. You could do it every week.
That's the same voice she had when she was reading 50 Shades of Grey.
You did hear.
My ear was so far up that door. Come on. There's nail marks in
Oh my goodness. We have come back to talk about the Casula Powerhouse investigation we did with APPI whilst there was a taping of Spirit Level. Stop scratching things. Glenn Johnson, shall you start us?
Oh God, I don't know where to start us. The whole point of the show is to go on about... We do ramble a bit. To discuss the Spirit Level crossover that we had with the girls from APPI and their investigation, and watching Dawn tape an episode of Spirit Level. I almost forgot what it was then. But during the course of the night, we had quite a few big things happen to us. One of the ones was what actually happened down in the theatre. Ladies, can you sort of elaborate on that a little bit?
Set the scene.
Sure. APPI with Danny were on the stage doing a Ouija board session, and we were getting... There were weird noises happening in the back of the theatre at the same time, and we were also getting directed on the Ouija board to things that looked like seat numbers.
So that's when we were yelling out to you guys, hey, head over here, head over there. And you guys were running around like lunatics up the back of the theatre.
Okay, man, I'm 110 kilos, so I don't work well with exercise. in the very least.
That was the panting.
And the sweats.
Anyway, then at one point, both Glenn and Alex ended up on the same side of the theatre, up the very top, near the lighting rigs. And Glenn had an idea, and Glenn will take over.
Yes. It was at this point I looked over at Alex, and it just sort of clicked that, and I even said to Alex, you know what it's doing? It's divide and conquer. It's actually splitting us up. All the boys are at the very top, and all the girls are still down on the stage. No sooner had I turned around to sort of face the stage, I heard this faint little...
Crash, bang.
One of the two. Something manly, something Kate Winslet.
Only to have Alex actually barrel over the top of me from the very top of the stairs. I didn't see what happened. All I felt was just Alex slamming over the top of me in a screaming heap.
And all we heard on the stage was thump, 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 and then a bit of swearing.
What we can't repeat.
There was a lot of swearing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for breaking my fall. Glenn Johnson, I would be dead, as I am a waif of a person. But you're nice and cushy.
So what happened to you, Alex?
Well, I was standing at the top of the stairs, and I've replayed it many times in my head. Glenn said it's divide and conquer, and that's in my head. And then I'm upside down halfway down the stairs.
You conquered.
I conquered Glenn.
You conquered Mount Gawley.
Look, we tried to reenact it with falling and so on, but I mean, I wasn't moving, I wasn't standing right on the edge of the stairs.
And it was with a lot of
been
force.
drinking, and as I said before, I'm a waif of a person, so even if I had jumped into Glenn, I don't think I would have taken him as quickly as I did.
Alex is 50 kilos wet at best.
So I don't know, but Don has it on film.
He does.
Says, yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting. I have visions that I'm going to be some sort of Muppet flying through the air, but I'm looking forward to seeing it.
I think we're all looking forward to seeing this.
You know, we went there that night intending just to be fly on the wall in the background, chilling out, seeing what it was all about.
We got the most stuff happen to us. That's what sucks.
It's great.
They always pick on the big guy, so they threw the little guy into the big guy. I'm glad I could be a troll for him. That's all I'm going to say. That's how I'm ending that segment. And what else happened that night?
What a tool you are.
I'll stop.
There was one time when just the APPI girls were in the artist residence with Jo, who's Don's wife.
Yeah.
and she was filming us, and we did a ghost box session at first, and we got a very clear male voice say to us twice, Ivan Milat, Ivan Milat.
Right.
And there are connections with Casula and Ivan Milat, so and I think we'd been talking about him earlier in the night as well, which made it quite interesting.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of EMF activity in there as well, which was in response to questions that would flash when we were asking questions. So that was quite all through the artist residence. We went into a bedroom.
That's all on film as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Actually, there was one place that I didn't actually get a chance to go.
Well, you were injured for half of the night, so there's
First
reason.
time I could
You
have
had
done it.
scratches on your back as well, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a couple of days later. I had a couple of. I've got a tattoo on my right shoulder blade, and there was actually a couple of scratches directly under it. They weren't Alex's. He has no nails. Nor do I think his girly, feminine little fingers can penetrate the skin.
Anyway, we have another story. What else happened?
Steph, you tell.
Well, Steph's our little member.
Little being the operative word.
Yeah. And
Little pocket rocket.
she sure is. And she was doing a Ouija session. I'm not sure who she was with. She was with you guys?
Oh yeah, Julie and I. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys were in the theatre doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And all I know is that Steph came back into the room to us and she looked absolutely mortified.
Yeah, she was white.
Petrified.
And that's not her. We know Steph very well. And she
She
was...
lays on morgue slabs. She does
Yeah.
things that you would not even consider doing. She's our brave one.
You say, Steph, go and do that, and she'll go and do it without hesitation. So she's got no fear. But the fear I seen in her face that night, and then she explained what she saw was the apparition of a face that kind of looked like it was...
Voldemort.
Yeah.
That's how she described it. Yeah, I remember
Said it
that.
was white and the skin was very tight across it, and she could only think that it looked like Voldemort. And we found it really interesting when we were telling the story to another friend of mine who has never been to Casula, and she said, wow, it sounds like a burns victim. And something just clicked in my head, and I thought, well, what would be the biggest injury that would happen at a power station? Burns. So it made complete and utter sense.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting in the green room when she actually came back, and yeah, I mean, we'd worked with you guys prior, and that was the first time I'd actually seen her sort of look the way she did, like eyes wide open, pale, just sat down, like, what the hell was that?
And it did take a while for her to actually come back
Yeah.
to us. She was shaken up really bad.
No, this is where I sort of find it a little bit interesting how different people get different response and different equipment as well. I think we'd mentioned in one of the shows prior, or one of the interviews prior, we had some new gear that we're actually playing with. It was an EM pump.
Yeah.
I had that thing set up in there, during the walkthrough, probably a good solid 2-3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And that was on full tilt. I tried to break this thing and it wasn't happening. Yeah, I kind of found it a little bit interesting that, could that have possibly accelerated what was happening in there, or
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And go when you're ready. Anytime now.
I'm trying to think of something that's not going to get me in trouble.
Go.
No, well, I definitely want to go back to the Casula Powerhouse, and even if it's part of a tour or with you guys again for another private investigation, I'm more than happy to go. I'm sure Alex and Danny will be keen to go as well.
I'll be thrown around. I'll bring Bobo.
Matt and his blue teddy.
We'd love to have you.
Because you do run regular ghost tours and open investigation nights. So
Yes.
if people want to find out more about that, where's the best place to go?
To our website, www.appi.org.au.
Brilliant. And how about Facebook? Because that's what I use mostly.
Absolutely. It's just facebook.com/appigirls. No, appy.girls.
Excellent. And we hopefully will have most of this captured on an upcoming spirit level, which Don tells us it was all captured, so it should be good. Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm in.
You're on Ghosts of Oz. You're listening to Ghosts of Oz on Alive 90.5. And big thank you to the APPI ladies. You're on Ghosts of Oz 90.5. I just said that, I know.
The choice of pre-recording.
Yes. What a show. I had a lot of fun tonight.
Oh, so did I.
I mean, that night at the Powerhouse was a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, just remembering the stories.
And the sleep deprivation.
And I mean, we are looking forward to that. There's a range of spirit level episodes. Don has, I think, done, he said 3 seasons of it.
Yeah, he's got a lot to edit.
So if you, I mean, in the past.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
he's worked with people, with teams around the country.
Oh, yeah.
People who we've had on before. Like, you know, we're all very familiar with Don's work. But if you're not, do check it out. And we were looking at some before, and some of the stuff he's doing is quite interesting. And so big thank you to Don for being on tonight as well.
I think that's why we're so quick to jump on this episode and that crossover, because I've seen a lot of Don stuff myself prior.
Yeah.
And it's actually really good. Like, consider it's one guy that does it, films it, edits it. Yeah,
He does a lot, the poor guy.
He's anywhere and everywhere, and as soon as you blink, he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you blink again, he'll be right back to him. Yeah, that was great. I just got all that. But as soon as we got the opportunity to work with him, like, I've done some prior stuff with him for charity rides and stuff like that I've done as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, just working with him, he's totally different. He's not on the same wavelength as other cameramen or other directors or producers or whoever. He's actually human.
I like that he's objective. I like that about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not often we hear that in the paranormal community.
And then on to APPI, if you do want to check them out. They have their Facebook page, and they've been quite active tonight, so you can click on any of theirs as well. And if you do want to check out the tours, they do run tours and investigations there. We do have all the links up. It's well worth checking out.
Oh, yes, definitely.
One thing I should sort of point out here with what Alex and myself do, if there's a tour that comes up or something that's new, we don't tell whoever's running it that if we're coming. You know, we just purely pay our money, show up, do it. If we find it, if we think it's worth sort of mentioning or not mentioning, but like going back or anything like that, then we will.
It's not so planned.
Yeah, it's not planned. It's, yeah, we know this is like fishing, so. Yeah.
What he's trying to say is we suss it out on a very fly on the wall. We're just going to go see it first, and that's what we did. We went, a few friends just checked out the tour, and then that was before the show had started.
I'm happy just to go and observe.
And we saw what
we can
the
try.
team was about and what the tour was about, and that's how we approach. Well, that's how Glenn approaches a lot of investigations.
Yes.
Thanks for everyone leaving your comments on our Facebook page.
We're very active tonight.
Very active, and I'm loving it. So thanks for that, as well as and the feedback from the Ion special.
Yeah. Well, do we know what we're doing next week, Jenny? Do you want to give a little hint? Or even weeks to come?
I'd like to keep it. Okay, let's just say we're venturing past our backyard.
Okay.
Yes.
How about one topic of something to come?
I don't want to.
Can I give one away?
Okay, go.
Actually, no.
Wait, which one are you going to give away?
There's too many that I just love.
God, it's like watching a couple of teenage girls. It's
Stop it.
Does he like me? No, I think he likes me.
He doesn't like either of us.
Yeah, okay.
There's a lot of interesting coming up.
I hate my music.
One that I did set you on was the end of the world one. And
Okay, look, it's not the end of the world, it's the end of an age.
Yeah.
It's people. God.
So 2012 is the end of the world.
End
as
of the
we know
age,
it.
end of an age.
And so Jenny's going to be looking at that topic.
Yes.
Next week we are talking to investigators. We have a lot of teams in. Confirmed in, we have APPI, Sin and Whisper. We're also working on a couple of other teams in as well. So tune in next week because it's going to be a big show. We're talking to investigators about what they do best, investigating.
And how they do it.
Excellent.
So thanks for tuning in. It's another good night.
Yes.
You've been here with Alex.
And Danny?
And Gawley.
On Alive 90.5. Your favourite show, Ghosts of Oz. We'll be back next week, same place, same time. See you till then. Bye guys.